Hey everyone, Chris Mack coming at you today with the Marvel Legends 85-year anniversary Danny Ketch Ghost Rider Deluxe Hellcycle action figure. When I saw this was announced, I had to chomp at the bit to grab this because I missed the original release, and this thing is just equally beautiful. If you want to grab it, as I always say, first and foremost, support your local comic shop or wherever it is like to get your action figures and comics. If not, at the time of this recording, it is available both on Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. As we can see here, got the Ghost Rider looking awesome there. The Hellcycle there, the 85 years on the bottom, Ghost Rider. Then you get a nice little top that says celebrating 85 years on the side here. Gorgeous artwork. Love this piece. Would love to know who did that because it's just absolutely exquisite. Come around to the back and we get all sorts of cool product shots of the Ghost Rider. There's a read-up. I'll make sure to get a close-up so you can check it out at your convenience. On the other side, nothing there but the side window. On the bottom, just all the legal mumbo-jumbo. So with that said, is this deluxe figure epic or not? Let's get the Ghost Rider out and check it out. Danny Ketch was created by writer Howard Mackie and artist Javier Saltares, I believe is how you pronounce it. He is the third character to don the identity of Ghost Rider after Johnny Blaze's career ends when the demon Zarthos, who inhabited Blaze's body as Ghost Rider, flees in issue 81. Now free of his curse, Blaze goes off to live with Roxanne. Danny debuted in Ghost Rider Volume 3, number 1 from May of 1990. Daniel and his sister Barbara were attacked by gangsters with his sister grievously hurt by Deathwatch. Daniel ran and hid in a junkyard. There, he found a motorcycle bearing a mystical sigil. Upon touching said sigil, he was transformed into the Ghost Rider. He beat the gangsters, but was unable to save Barbara, who had slipped into a coma as a result from her injury, and tragically, she was eventually killed by a character named Blackout. During the Road to Vengeance crossover, Ketch and Johnny Blaze learn they were long-lost brothers and that their family was the inheritor of a mystical curse related to the spirits of vengeance. So there's a quick backstory on two of the top-known Ghost Riders, and it didn't occur to me because I didn't read a lot of Ghost Rider growing up, but Danny Ketch was my Ghost Rider. I've only known Johnny Blaze's name, but I started reading consecutively during the early 90s. So I didn't realize that this was my Ghost Rider, and I'm glad that we have the figure of him. Absolutely amazing looking piece. Now, before we dive into all this, the accessories that this character comes with, to me, I'm glad because it's a deluxe figure, but you come with the bike, and of course, frustratingly, you have to put it together, but still, love all the little nicks and stuff to make it look not perfect. Spins very well. Love the little seat and just the little additions here of the gas tank. And I think that's supposed to be the sigil. And of course the RPMs and all that good stuff there. And you see where you put in the foot pegs. This attaches like so. Just really well done. I'm glad that they did the wheels in orange and yellow. I know that in terms of functionality, they can't put flames on the wheels because it wouldn't stand right and all that good stuff, which is why I'm glad when we talk about accessories, he comes with these extra flamage pieces, which gorgeous overall, very translucent plastic. Comes with two ground pieces. And what I mean by ground pieces, so we take our Hellcycle, put this one, let me tilt down just a little bit for you guys. Put it there. Put the back wheel in. Put the front wheel in. And that just screams that early 90s Ghost Rider look. I mean, look at how beautiful those flames look. The one thing that I wish is the other accessory that he comes with is this sort of like kickstand in a way. I love the little flamage on it. And what this allows the piece to do, so if you remove that, take the bike, and right behind kickstand is a little hole. Take it, peg it, take the back flamage piece, and it can go into this kick-ass wheelie. Now, what I mean is I wish that they would have maybe lifted this up just a little bit so that you could get the flames on the front tire if you wanted to pose it with the flames. The only way that you could put this way is if you take this off and it doesn't look right. So I wish there had been a way we could figure out how to attach it on the front so when it's in the wheelie mode, you could get a cool flamage look that way. But still, absolutely gorgeous. Let's push that back away out of the way just a minute. And of course, he comes with different sets of hands. So the two extra ones, he comes with a more of a resting hand, which you want to make him look like he's resting on the motorcycle. Cool. And a punching hand, which I wish he would have came with two punching hands, but it is what it is. Oop, he dropped it, so we'll just go on to the next hand. So I like that for the punching hand and this sort of more open resting hand, they put those spikes on there. I wish they would have done like maybe more of a black wash on this, but still, at least when it reflects on the light, it has a nice dark piece to it. The other hand's sort of another kind of resting hand. And if you set it right on the motorcycle, it looks like he's revving the RPM, so that looks really cool. The other accessory before we talk about him, see, he comes with his flaming vengeance whip, which I absolutely love. And I like that for this version of Ghost Rider, the chain is gray. I wish there had been a little bit of black wash in there. But as you can see, the one that came with the Cosmic Ghost Rider was more translucent. So you can see it's basically just a repainted job, which is okay. So at least for the Frank Castle Cosmic Ghost Rider version, it looks like the way it's supposed to. Very cosmic, very fiery. And this one looks more like Street Justice. I'm going to beat you with my fiery whip, which sounds a little odd. But those are the accessories. As for the figure himself, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. But before we talk about all the paint-ups, I think the one thing that I really like about this figure, I didn't pick up the original release when I saw it at Walmart way back, when was it, 2019, something like that. I wish I would have grabbed it then. But I don't know if that same figure had this, which I think is absolutely amazing. So the mouth, just this little addition of making the mouth open and close, that's like an A+ in my book. Now, as I always say, first and foremost, warm up your figures, but be careful when you're warming up, because when I did that with the mouth and I was trying to get it to open and close, the jaw popped out here, and I was like, oh God, I broke it. But all it is, you just take it in, and you pop it back in, and you're good to go. So that's okay. The one thing that I wish that they would have kind of done, like what Hasbro does, not Hasbro, but yeah, Hasbro and Takara, I wish that they would have maybe put a hole somewhere like on the top of his head to make the flames pop more, because you can see how it starts to kind of lose the translation in the neck. That would have been nice. But nonetheless, that orange looks great. And then of course they had kind of that orange dark wash to the skull. So you light him up right and he's going to look great on his bike. I love this moving chain, so you can take it off to make it look like when he's using some Street Justice, it looks like this is off because the way he always whips it around himself. Spikes on the shoulders, very punk rock. Gray jeans, badass. Of course, the spiked belt which was mandatory for a good majority of all the characters in the 90s, especially with the chain on the side. Boots look great. I wish that they would have given him spikes on both boots, but nonetheless, I'll give it a pass on that. The leather jacket just looks great. I love how it has all the little indentions like a leather jacket is supposed to. Just absolutely beautifully sculpted piece. Now, when you get him back like this is what I mean by how the flame starts to kind of lose translation, is because it won't illuminate, which I know is supposed to be flames coming from his head, but when it comes this far back, it looks like an ascot around his neck. So I'll try to leave that aesthetic alone. Now, for the articulation, after you've warmed him up, of course, you can look down that far, and then, of course, the mouth. Love that little addition. That way. Arms, 360, can go up. I need to warm the shoulder a little bit more. It's a little tight. Now, again, I wish that the butterfly joint was a standard for all figures, but it is what it is. Pivots there. Double jointed elbows. Of course, the hands move up and down. and around. Can go down that far back, side to side. Legs go up, swivel, kick up 90 degrees. Of course, the accursed butt flap. So if you want to try to get his leg back 90 degrees, it's going to go sideways. That's where McFarlane definitely has the win there because of that. Frustrating. But nonetheless, knees can go that way. In addition to the thigh cut, you can also kind of twist it there, which I'm thankful for. Double jointed knees. Boot cut, foot go up, foot go down, and twisty. So minor grievances aside, and the other thing when I talk about like having a little hole in his head so that the flames could light up, it'd be cool too if they could find a way to make the skull, the eyes light up. That just would have been like icing on the cake. But for a deluxe figure and what we get with this, I'm happy. This is one excellent piece that I recommend everybody pick up. Now, here is the Hellcycle next to an epic deluxe figure we went over a while back. This is the deluxe Cosmic Ghost Rider. And this figure still holds up. I love this piece so much. And to have both of them together, however you want to display them, is just going to be that chef's kiss. Just delicious piece, especially the way that they went out of their way to give you a nice translucent bulb on that. All these great, sexy accessories. Yeah, they do have the same chain whipping thing, but that's all right. I mean, Frank Castle's going to rock with those. Oh, spoilers, by the way. The Cosmic Ghost Rider we all thought was Deadpool, but it's actually the Punisher himself coming back as the spirit of vengeance. And yeah, guys, I mean, if you're a Ghost Rider fan, both of these definitely need to be in your collection. I mean, the way that this hovers and you can move it around like so you can get a nice range of motion there. And then, of course, you get both of the flaming wheels here. I do, as I said, I wish that this, whenever you have them propped up in the wheelie position, that this could have fit up under it. That would have been a nice little addition. But still, the fact that it comes with that, I don't know what else to say, guys, other than these are two figures that if you're a big Marvel fan and love Ghost Rider and the Punisher, these are going to be right up your alley. Do y'all have either of these figures yet? Are you going to do action figure photography? Are you going to do some epic poses on your shelves? Take some pictures and let us know. We'd love to see them over on the social media pages. As someone that didn't really grow up reading Ghost Rider, I always got excited whenever he made a guest appearance. And just going through this review, I now learned that the Ghost Rider that I grew up with was Danny Ketch. I always thought it was Johnny Blaze, but come around the 90s, that's when they were introduced this character. So I have to kind of go back and reevaluate and realize that this was the Ghost Rider from my childhood. So I'm glad to have this in my collection. And anytime I can get my hands on some old Ghost Rider, I'm definitely going to read it. And I'm going to review it for y'all here on the channel. What do you guys think of this piece? I really feel like Marvel Legends really gave us an excellent piece. Lots of awesome accessories. Yes, I do wish that that little flame could have fit up under the grill there. That would have been nice. But the fact that we get the flaming chain, the awesome little pieces that just groove into the tires so that you can either have them sitting down or pop in a wheelie, which to me is kind of like the little piece de resistance. I think that's how you say it. Feel free to make fun of me down in the comments. What do y'all think? Are you enjoying this? Are you a Ghost Rider fan? How many issues do you guys have? And if you've enjoyed this piece, again, please, first and foremost, support your local comic shop or wherever it is like to get your action figures and comics, and grab this before the price jacks up, or the places that we talked about at the beginning of the review. Speaking of, if you've enjoyed this review, really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel more than you could possibly know. And if you don't mind hitting that fancy little Ghost Rider bell, next subscribe, that way as I continue to upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and I love talking with y'all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below, or the socials, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, hope y'all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading. Photo slideshow coming up next, and happy hunting, everyone.